Okay, so welcome back to another episode of How to Wrap Your 350Z. Today we're going to do the back bumper. I have Michelle here to help me. The back bumper on this one, the stock one at least, goes from here all the way down to here, right at about 30 inches. So you have your big 5-foot piece, which is 60 inches. You want to split that in half. You do 103 inches. That gives you about an inch and a half or 2 inches on each end extra. And then this back piece is longer than the front piece, so you can use the same giant piece that's 103 inches for both the front and the back, and you split it in half. The front one is you only need about 27 or 28 inches high, so that gives you 2 extra inches, 1 inch on each end for this back bumper, so that works out perfectly. You don't necessarily have to wrap all the way down to here. There's like a little section down here that folds in, but if you want to make it look good, then you should. This guy had a back diffuser on it, so it looks like the diffuser covers it up, because I see a hole here and a hole here and like an outline right here. But since I don't have the piece here, I don't know. So I'm just gonna wrap the whole thing as best as I could. So the only points of concern is this light. You might have to do this as an extra piece, especially if your car is a different color, other than black. Then you can really see it. But I think I can just tuck it into here. And then you take off the back license plate right in the middle. And most wrap should go in there, but I'm gonna put some extra wrap glue into the indents. So we're gonna roll this out, and then basically when you're wrapping it, you anchor it in the middle on all bumpers, especially this one, and then you pull real hard right here, and then your helper will, as you pull this way towards yourself, using your whole body weight, your helper would pull vertically, and then you just work vertically around the corner. So I'm just gonna do a time lapse on that one. When we get to that part, I might pause, so we'll see. Okay, so this back bumper is pretty tough, actually, just because it's just a fat ass over here, and that bend is really nasty. So over here, this is what a good setup would look like. Kind of hard to see, but basically you want to be past this line down here, and then have all this nice and smooth. And this curve right here was really hard to do, and then down here as well, no bunching down here. I do have to readjust some of that. All you do is just you kind of have to heat it up, pull it back, and stretch, but you have the option of just cutting along this body line down here and then just do a separate piece. You could choose to do it in one piece. Usually Avery works well like that, but here, if you make it over to here, so you have to kind of progress, right? You hinge it in the back, and then you progressively make sure that as you go around this curve, there's no big wrinkles along this area right here. There's okay if there's wrinkles like this and this and this and stuff like that. You can heat that up and then pull it out, like you kind of saw what I did in the time lapse. So over here on this side is where you got that problem, right? So I got some bunching down here with those wrinkles, and then I managed to set up the wrinkles up here nicely. So I just cared about making it across this piece first. With that set, because this is the high point right here, see how the high point is up here, and then right here you see how there's a separation. That's where it ends. So you just have to make it to right here, and that's about it. Then you're set to go all the way across. Then you can worry about the bottom. The bottom I'm gonna progressively heat and then pull out and then go in and then go just slowly work myself around the corner like that. Okay, so back on the time lapse, here we go. Damn, boy, there it is. There it is. I think he should almost look at this. I think he should almost keep this whole top part black. What do you guys think? That it's kind of cool, actually. I don't know. Hard to decide. Hard to decide. Anyway, okay. So I'm most definitely sorry. But here is what the back bumper looks like once you're all done. Down here, I did have to do a little piece. Little piece right there. Because it just starts bunching up so hard back there with this. With not only are you going that way, but you're going down and under too. So, that little piece down there, no one's ever going to see it. Unless you're like crawling down. And you see these holes right here? He's got a diffuser that he's sticking on there anyway, so I don't even think that will ever even show up. Here, you if this is since this is the black car, you just cut, you know, just right along this edge here. If it's a white car, you're gonna have problems. But I mean, just depends on how detailed you are. You normally look at the car from this angle anyway, so if you're crawling down there to look at what's on top of the pipe, you're kind of ridiculous and OCD, and you should not get wrapped. You should just get painted, because wrap will never be paint, but paint like this will cost you probably like $15K versus like, you know, $2,000 for this kind of wrap. Well, for me anyway. If you go with a shop, you're probably looking at like a candy wrap like this, you know, 35, 4,500, something like that. So anyway, this part I had to do in a 2 pieces. I tried to push it in, but I didn't. Once I got it all the way into here, I didn't like how much tension was on it. So if this is your car, it's fine. You can push it in there and try doing 1 piece and then see if it pops up or not over time. But since this is not my car, I just wanted to make sure that I don't have to fix this if it does pop up. So how do you do that? You make it not pop up at all. You just, well, you got 2 options, right? Here you can do this along this edge as 1 piece. And you cut that out with knifeless tape, and then you lay another piece over and you do it again, then you'll have a seam right here, right? But, or you do this, you cut along here, along this crease right here, and then you lay knifeless tape right here like I did, and then you just run the knifeless tape. So you can barely even see it. You really have to look for the seam to be able to see it, so no one's really gonna see that. And then here you just tuck into the light. These are pretty simple. You don't actually even have to cut. You can just push in the middle and then tuck, and then you know, pressure it down this way, and then once it's nice and tucked in, you can cut a relief cut on top, pull it back, and then lay it again, and then just so there's no tension, you can just cut then. Okay. These sides, pretty simple, really. You just got to make it down to there. If it's too difficult for you, like I said, you can start a piece right here, and then just do this bottom part separate, following this body line, and you should be fine. Okay. Here you just want to tuck in a little bit of a funky funky ridge right here. That's what happens when your paint under it is not perfect. All that will show up. Okay, so here on the light, if it's not a black car, you're gonna have to take this light off. I can do it without the light going off because this is a black car. So right here you can see the black paint under there. Now if this is a white car going to red, you are definitely gonna see white right under there, and that's a no-no. So in that case, if you can't take this off, then you can do an inlay piece over the top and then another piece in here, but then you will probably see a little baby seam. Best is to take this light off. I'm sure it's not that hard. If you own a 350, you should know how to do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna rock out this trunk piece here, and then we'll be done. Okay, it is raining and shit out here, all crazy, but that is it, guys, for this video. For the wrapping of the back end of the 350Z. As you can see right there, it looks really nice. The roof is carbon fiber. So overall, you kind of have to just power through and kind of just figure it out. Be patient and then work each section progressively, especially around these curves. This curvy area on the trunk is kind of hard too, so you just have to progressively work that. Make sure you do the center first, kind of lay the flat part, and then work your way around the top sides, and then work down here to the outsides. Okay, thank you guys for watching this episode. Tune in on the next one. We'll finish up the whole car with the front bumper and the hood, and then we'll do a walk around video. It's raining like hell, so it's gonna be a walk around video outside in the rain.